Well, the great Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. So I'm very interested in hearing what you guys think about tonight's topic. Is cheating ever okay? Can cheating save your relationship? Well, we will find out. Let's go chat.
Chattingzpan Divaranda, where we discuss topics that intrigues us. Grab a glass, it's time to chat. Chattingzpan Divaranda.
Welcome back to the veranda. It's always a pleasure to have you here. You know, I love to have my guests over, hanging out on my veranda. Well, I'm not drinking wine tonight, but I had to get something with a bit kick to it because of tonight's topic. Mm, Let me take a sip. This topic here can cause trouble. Can cheating save your relationship? Yes, it may sound crazy, but to be completely honest, I have been around, I have seen, and I have heard testimonies of how cheating has saved persons or people's relationship. How, you may ask? Let me tell you. Yeah, most of you men at home will love cussing a woman and say, listen, you're too miserable. Everything bother you. Everything trouble you. Yes, why you call me so much time? I'm not talking about stalkish call now, you know. You call me them man here 2 times and then tell you that you're calling them too many times. And Lord God, you told this, you told that. Why you can't be like John Palm wife? John Palm wife just allows him to do what he wants to do and he can be a man. John Palm can be a man. Let me tell you something. John Palm might not. John Palm is no man at all. Yes, he drove right and the man from the block. Let me tell you something. From a woman, as a woman, you see, you're a woman, not Mr. Rebel, and if you're a woman not on you about something, that's because she's on somebody else about something. Yes. I've had conversations with other women, other queens, other ladies, and they've said having multiple partners make their relationship at home better because their men used to complain about how many they are and everything bothers them. But when somebody else started occupying their time, when manayard mess up, them don't have the energy or time to focus on that. They just call you a grind and then him can make them feel better and go to drug and enjoy themselves come back in so happy. And Mr. Man, yeah, thinks that because he put down the work at home and because, yes, he might do what he do, and then have woman under control, she not name no more, she not this no more, she not so miserable again. That's because somebody else is keeping her occupied. So let me tell you, loving a miserable woman, I'm telling you that, I'm talking fast. Yeah. So, in essence, the men will say, other times I have conversations with men, they will say cheating helps their relationship because whatever their relationship lacks, somebody else out there is willing to do it, and that makes them not complain about it at home, or whenever them stress out at home, they have somebody else to release that stress with or on. So that's in their mind saving their relationship,
Have you done all of these? Okay, I'll give you some time. Go ahead. Thank you.
right? But is it really saving your relationship? Because I think saving something would be working on it and fixing it. So if A is the problem, why not address A? Why not talk about A? Why not work it out? Why not fix the problem? That would be saving the relationship to me. Because then when you cheat, sometimes you break that trust and you break that bond that you have. Sometimes there's no recovery from something like that. Because a relationship without trust is nothing at all. And for me, for one, I am a person who, it's very hard for me to trust people. So if I gave you trust and you damage that trust, it's hard for me to move forward with that, right? Maybe not in the same capacity anymore, right? And for me, if you break that trust, it's very difficult for you to regain that. If there's a problem, talk to me about it. Give me the opportunity to try and do better, and I'll do the same for you, right? I will give you the opportunity to try to fix the problem. I won't be a hypocrite. I won't pretend as if we're not human beings and people don't make mistakes. They do. I also won't pretend as if it has never ever crossed my mind or somebody else's mind who have never cheated before. What that means is sometimes you're in a relationship. Let's not pretend as if things don't cross people's minds, right? Even though as a man think it so easily. So you try not to think about certain things. Not that you're perfect, but to be completely honest, the thoughts that you harbor is most of the times what you will live up, right? But everybody, well, not everybody, I can't say everybody, but some persons will be in a situation and it gets so heated and say, oh, this is a man, me done in a man. Hey, if me ever go back, but me done, me must get the next man, and me must get the next man. I say, me not work hard, me not work with this. Yeah, man, if me lead out somebody else, me would not go through so much. This, that, and that. We all may have that thought at different intervals or at different times, right? But even though sometimes the thought is just as bad as the action, I prefer if it goes through somebody's mind, they have enough self-discipline, self-awareness, and principle and moral to know that they don't act upon it, right? And even I'm very open, you know, I'm very open-minded. I love to have conversations, I love to have hard conversations in a relationship. I like to say the things that persons may be afraid to say. I like to speak about the things that persons may not be comfortable to speak about. So if there's ever a point in time where my husband feels a certain type of way, he knows that he can come to me and say, boy, this is how I feel, and this is the reason why. Because, listen, many times relationships end up in problems because you have some very difficult things going through your mind, like, you know, your husband or your wife do something and it hurts you so bad, it's like you want to step out on them. But if you were just able to express that to them, that boy, baby, we don't feel right now, I swear that I feel like that is finding someone else just to hurt you as much as you hurt me or as much as I'm hurting. You know, that's how I feel, and I want to be able to speak to you about it so we can address it so I don't act upon these feelings. If many times we can have these hard conversations, we can save a lot of relationships. I am more talkative and expressive than my husband. He has come a long way, right? However, I had to tell him, listen, have the hard conversation. When I tell you something, even if it's not pleasing to you, even if it's not something that you want to hear, it's best to hear it from me and we talk about it and work on it than I speak to somebody else about you or about the issue, right? And we've come a long way in that regard. So we are able to share hard things with each other, difficult things with each other. I'm not going to say that it goes smoothly all the time, but now we're at a stage where it's good. We have gone through the turbulences already. We are now at a point where I can approach and have the hard conversations, and he can approach and have the hard conversation and say, this is how I feel, you know, and this is what this is what is going through my mind because of this feeling. You know, how can we both address this? Or if it's a him thing or a me thing to work on individually, we do so. But you have to have those conversations. Many times, that is what saves a relationship. Not going into somebody else's sheet, in between somebody else's sheet. That is putting more burden and creating more damage. Sometimes damage that cannot be undone, and sometimes it's unforgivable. Right? I won't pretend that you have to forgive somebody immediately for something. Sometimes it's so hard to bear that you can't forgive the person right now. And that's okay because you have to mourn and you have to go through different stages on your own time. But in essence, is that saving the relationship? I want to know. I really want to know what you think about it. Is that really saving the relationship? Many persons say, listen, when you go out there and step out and develop a bond here and there, it makes your relationship more spicy. You go in with new tricks and new things, and you bring to your relationship and everybody is happy. That's what people say. Some persons say that when they step out and then go up to white hair, them go up to us, they are different things. Go on with themselves. And then sometimes what happens is it more men than women based on the conversations I've had. They start to overcompensate, so they buy a lot of things and then come into the roads and they act very mushy and go on. And you know, the boy, you didn't do anything to deserve all these things. In the sense of, when I say you didn't do anything to deserve it, because you deserve to be treated and pampered every day, if that's the case. But, you know, sometimes when the man is like, I'm guilty of something, and that's it. So because they're doing that and they might not have the proof to say that they're doing something, people look at the boy and say, nice as a man. He was out to treat her to flowers and roses and always doing that, this for her and that for her. Sometimes they're out of guilt. I'm not tasting on you, you know, but it's true. Sometimes it's out of guilt they do those things. And that in their mind is why the relationship is being saved, is why it's going perfect, because he's doing what he wants to do and he's still making wifey or girlfriend at home feel nice. But is that saving it? Is that saving the relationship, or is it causing more damage, more hurt? Tell me about it. Honestly though, I can honestly say I've heard of situations where in the situation that I heard of was the man was always cheating on his woman. Always cheating on his woman. And the woman couldn't take it no more. And she bust back a bun. Yeah, she give him one bun. Come like the bun needs to ask the man feel like he's the old bakery get. The way it broke him down, he felt so bad. He didn't feel a pain he never feel before. Yeah, not even childbirth action. The bun him up. Could manage it. And that was the end of his cheating on her. And they lived happily ever after. Have you ever heard something like that? I've heard that before. That cheating saved their relationship. Because when the woman couldn't take it no more, in that particular situation that I heard about, and to bust back the bun from the man, instead she can put it after the bun after she takes so much. So the one in there, it was so hot. In the stuff and work it out, and then the both of them said like they just, you know, let's forgive each other. Because in care, we never say about it when they give her too much bun. Remember, we never say about it. So you have to just take it and go through the hurt and they work it out, and they decided that, listen, it's not a good feeling for me, it's not a good feeling for you. Let us not do this anymore. Let us get past this. And they work it out. And kudos to them. That works for them. I can't say it would work for me or somebody else, but it worked for them. And they're living happily ever after, I hope. But you know, what do you think about that? Is it true? Can cheating save a relationship? Have you ever heard of any situation? Have you had personal experiences where cheating have changed or saved a relationship? I'm very anxious to hear, because persons have different, you know, experiences. I've heard women say that they have a good man in take care of the home, make them feel happy, but they are not pleasing them in one way, in that particular way. So they have somebody on the side that can please them in that way. And everything is fine, everybody's happy. They're being pleased that way, and the man at home is happy, not knowing anything, and he's good in the area that he's good in. But is that fair? Is that right? Because I think even situations like those, it is about communication. You know, I love to listen to relationship conversations, especially from persons who have been in therapy for years, and they'll tell you the stages of life, especially for persons who have been in committed relationships for many years, and they'll tell you that as they get older, their preferences and what makes them happy and what pleases them change. So I'm happy to hear those things because as I get older as well, there are different things that excite me, there are different things that pleases me. Likewise, you know, my partner or your partner, whomever. You have to know that there will be changes as you get older, right? So I love to hear from those kind of people who have those experiences. And they'll tell you the only way to get on the same page is to communicate. That listen, honey, this isn't working for me anymore. It used to work, but I'm at a different place right now. Yes, you just have to communicate those changes to your partner.
You've gotten this far in the video. Please go ahead and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell. And while you're at it, please go ahead and like the video. Thank you.
And work on it together. The only thing constant is change, right? And the sooner you realize that, the better you'll be able to communicate and move forward in a healthy relationship. So trust and believe. Cheating is not really saving your relationship. Cheating is just the easier thing to do, well, in some instances, because cheating takes a lot of work. It's hard work to cover up and hide, and you can't, you know, you have to hide the phone, and you have to change the passcode, and you have to stay out a little later and tell a lie. You know, it is hard work, but it is still, in essence, the easier way out, because sometimes working on the problem is so emotionally draining, and people don't like going through those things. So they just cop out and do the easier thing, you know, which is stepping out of the relationship and just getting a quick fix, which is not a healthy fix. So I'm so anxious to hear what my chatters have to say about this. So let us hear and tell me if you agree with them. And tell me what your opinions are on this matter.
Well, you have people that believe in a cheating can save relationship. That's not only if the relationship is toxic. If they have a toxic girlfriend like me, you know, will allow you to go step out and watch you not have sex and all of that. But you have some man where will cheat and go find love. They will cheat and go switch up on you, so it don't make no sense. You think about cheating and go save a relationship. If you know, so your man it's based on a certain way.
Okay, so this chapter is saying basically, if you just go and cheat and no strings attached, I guess it can help the relationship. But when one person go and cheat and then fall in love, that's where the problem lies. But in the game of cheating, that's a risk that you'll have to know that, you know, it's possible. So isn't it best then to completely just not cheat and don't have cheating in the relationship? That might be best because you never know when somebody going to catch feelings. I don't know who they're going to catch feelings for. It might be the person you least expect. So that's a sticky one, but thank you for that opinion. And trust me, some women are yeah, down to earth, and some women are just raw and to hear what. So the game goes, if I study the game goes, study the game goes, as long as they don't fall in love. Mm? Some people say that, but like me now, don't play them games, I doesn't play it. So let's hear from this chatter and see what he has to say.
Ah, can cheating save your relationship? This is a tough one. I guess it all depends on the relationship that the person having or the couples. So I guess in some sense it can save your relationship, meaning that you really know that the person really and really truly loves you, and you don't want to hurt them feelings, but at the same time them fall short in the bedroom. So, and if especially if the person is dark, them way you talk to them feel offended and them get up in them feelings. So I would agree, cheating can save a relationship. It depends on how you look on it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all like the bedroom situation. As this chatter said, thank you so much for your comment on this. But as this chatter said, yeah, we talked about it earlier. Bedroom problems, listen, sometimes it breaks up a relationship.
Have you liked the videos yet?
Some persons are not willing to compromise on that. They have to have pleasure there. Yes, that's some persons. It's very important to them, and to each his own, right? But this chatter is saying, listen. Sometimes the woman them now wants to go, and you can't even tell them to them now wants to go. They get offended, so it's easy to step out and to enjoy yourself and then come back home, because maybe the woman good in other aspects that you appreciate and love. So, to save all the drama and the trauma, let me just step out, handle myself over there, so, and then come back home to wifey or to baby, and we're good in that aspect because we can get a pleasure out of the road. Right? So, yeah, I really want to hear what you guys, I have to say about this. Please chat what's on your mind and just leave it in the comment section. I really want to hear what you think, and please share an experience with me. Let me know if you've ever been in that situation, or know anybody who has ever been in that situation, or have you been the person who cheated? Let me know. Leave the comment and tell me what happened, how it helped, or how it damaged the relationship. Because I don't want to hear the person to say that, or better yet, let me know I want to hear from the persons who can attest to cheating, saving their relationship. I really want to hear how it happened, what happened, and how it saved or helped your relationship. So please share it in the comments and share out this video, because I want to hear from other persons. I really want to hear people's opinion on this, because it's a very taboo conversation, because cheating, as we know it growing up, is just wrong. You don't do it no matter what. No matter what you're going through, you don't do it. You don't cheat. So is that true, or are there circumstances that you can give a person a pass if they cheat, or for cheating? What makes cheating okay? What circumstances will you say, okay, well, he deserve to get the bun, or she deserve to get the bun? Are there situations that allow the person to cheat without the repercussions? Or are there situations that you can understand why the person is cheating and agree with the person cheating? Let me know. I really want to know what your opinions are on this topic. So go ahead and just pull up the veranda. Invite cousin, invite auntie, neighbors, invite granny. The kind of granny has the best story to tell. Invite everybody and tell them why they're coming in and why they're knocking up the veranda. Leave a comment, like the video, share the video, and remember, subscribing has become easier. You see that thing at the bottom of the video there? That's going along the video? Press it. Press it. If you subscribe come up, just click subscribe. Easy, easy, easy. No excuse. You have no reason for not subscribe because it's very easy to do so. Right? I've made it easy for you. So let's make it easy to be now. Let's do it. You know, I enjoy having these conversations. I really want the feedback. I enjoy hearing from persons. So please, don't just come on the phone and tell me. Shit, make everybody see it, man. Nobody send me no WhatsApp. Put it in the comments. Nobody call my phone. Put it in the comments. I enjoy the calls and the WhatsApp still enough. But more enough of the veranda, enough of the comment section. Alright? I appreciate the love. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. I look forward to pulling up the veranda. I look forward to growing with you. Thank you so much.
Chattingzpan Divaranda.